A closer look at the war in Ukraine. From Neural Newscast, I'm Peter Rowan.
And I'm Richard Lawson.
We are entering the 16th day of this conflict, and any hopes for a quick diplomatic resolution appear to have stalled. President Trump has now made it clear that the United States is not ready to seek a deal to end the offensive against Iran.
In an interview with NBC News, the president stated that while he believes Tehran is keen to negotiate a ceasefire, the terms are not good enough yet. He indicated that the United States will fight on for better terms and suggested that military strikes would even be stepped up along the Iranian coast to clear a path for oil shipments. He even went as far as suggesting that targets on Karg Island might be hit again simply to maintain pressure.
While the diplomatic front remains locked, the military air campaign is actually expanding. We are seeing new geographic targets today, specifically in Isfahan, where Israeli strikes have reportedly killed at least 15 people. This represents a broadening of the theater beyond the initial coastal and capital-based strikes.
It is a massive expansion. In Tehran itself, the Tarash Space Research Center has been destroyed. Reports from the ground describe an incredibly active night, with at least 7 missile salvos launched overnight. There are also reports of B-52H bombers equipped with JAASM missiles moving toward the region, which suggests the Pentagon is preparing for even more intensive operations.
The humanitarian cost of these strikes is becoming more clear as well. The Red Cross is now reporting that over 1,300 people have been killed in Iran since the war began on February 28th. This includes hundreds of women and children, according to figures from the Iranian Health Ministry. Additionally, the UN Refugee Agency estimates that 3.2 million people have been displaced, with many fleeing major cities for safety.
And despite that toll, we are seeing a strange mixture of conflict and daily life. In Tehran, some witnesses say traffic is busier and cafes are reopening as people prepare for Nowruz, the Persian New Year. However, the financial system is in chaos. Online operations at Bank Melli are paralyzed, and people are queuing at ATMs just to get cash for basic supplies.
The economic pressure isn't just internal to Iran. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz is creating a massive bottleneck for global trade. There are over 600 ships currently trapped in the Red Sea, and fuel prices are continuing their upward trend globally.
It is a critical point of leverage. Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, has vowed to keep that strait closed. President Trump has expressed skepticism about whether Khamenei is even fully in control or alive, following his injuries earlier in the war. But the fact remains that as long as Iran can target shipping with missiles or drones, reopening the waterway through military force alone will be extremely difficult for the United States.
The regional violence is spreading beyond the primary combatants. We've seen reports of projectile interceptions over Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, and strikes continue in southern Lebanon. It seems every party involved is digging in for a long-term engagement.
Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar reinforced that sentiment, stating that the goal is to remove existential threats from Iran for the long term, rather than facing another war every year. For now, the path to de-escalation appears very narrow.
From Neural Newscast, I'm Peter Rowan.
And I'm Richard Lawson. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.